Hey, it's Ted McGrath with Superstar Speaker Training, and in today's video I want to talk to you about the 3 massive mistakes to avoid when making an offer from the stage. So whether you're brand new or you've been a speaker for a while, you can probably imagine that being a speaker and making an offer takes some skill set. But here's the thing. The number one mistake that I see is not making 3 calls to action. So you could be up on stage, give a great presentation, speak well, get to the offer, and you only make 1 call to action. And a lot of people get into the mechanics of how do you make the call to action and what do you say, but even if you didn't know any of that, and you were just like, Ted, I made a call to action and I don't really know how to make a call to action, but I did it and it didn't work. I would say to you, even if you did that call to action, but you did it 3 times, your conversions of the number of people who signed up would go up dramatically just because you made 3 calls to action. So the first mistake to avoid is not making those 3 calls to action, okay? And I could get into them right now, but we don't have time because this is a short video, but there's a specific way to make those 3 call to actions, right? However, if you just make 3, your conversions are gonna go up. That's the first thing. The second thing is, as you're on stage and you get into the offer, a lot of times people will get up to the offer, you'll be delivering your content, you'll be nailing your content, and then you get into the offer, and because it has to do with money, all of a sudden you back off. Or you go too quickly through the offer. So when you back off from the offer, or you go too quickly through the offer, you're doomed to fail. So the way you deliver your content and the emotion and the inspiration that you bring through your content, you should automatically bring that same enthusiasm into the sale. And here's the thing. The sale, if you're doing a 90-minute presentation, a lot of times, the sale portion of it is gonna be like 30 minutes. So through that 30 minutes, it's not that you're just selling, you're teaching through those 30 minutes too, but you're telling them about your program. So if I'm going through module 1 of my program, and I'm saying, module 1, you get this, I'm still teaching them a little bit. So even if they're like, I'm not gonna buy today, they're learning about the program, but they're also still learning. So why would you rush through your sale when they're still learning and you're teaching them? So you have to treat the sale as, yes, you're making an offer, but you're also teaching. So don't rush through it, don't back off it, and keep your enthusiasm through the offer by still teaching as you're through the offer, okay? Now, a lot of times what you think is teaching, comparatively what your student thinks is teaching, are 2 separate things. Like little nuggets that you don't think are teaching, that you share as you're making an offer, they feel like it's like the greatest thing. So don't discount what your knowledge is and your wisdom is. People will still learn from the sale and be just as enthusiastic, and don't back off. Really, really important. And one more nugget to throw in here, when you get to the last few minutes of the sale, you should be even more enthusiastic. And that's where your command level goes up, where you're being directive and telling somebody what to do. So as part of this second mistake of backing off or going too quickly through the sale, when you get to the end, yes, you should speed up. It doesn't mean you're going quickly and rushing. You're speeding up with enthusiasm and directive action to go to the back of the room right now. Or step up, step in, go follow your dreams. Like, you're being directive. And this is the time where you've earned the right to go do this. You know, and people who get what they want in life, they're very directive with stuff. They're not going around the issues like, I'm not hiding that I'm signing you up for something. Go do this. Even if you're online, click the button. And I'll tell somebody 10 times through an offer. In a room, it's calls to action. Go to the back of the room. You have to do it multiple times, okay? So that's an important thing, and so avoid the mistake of going too quickly or backing off or not having the same enthusiasm as you get into the offer. And the third thing to bring up where people make mistakes in making an offer actually has to come before the offer. So a lot of times people don't think of they think of the sale as that 30 minutes at the end. But the sale actually happens all throughout the presentation. So if you put the pressure on yourself to make it all happen in the last 30 minutes, you're doomed for failure. So through the first 60 minutes of the presentation, you're using a process of seeding, where you're talking about the offer that's about to come up. And a lot of times you go, well, you know, people love surprises. Yeah, well, if somebody's shocked and they are not familiar with something, then all of a sudden, and you bring it up, they're gonna have back off with it. So yeah, we like surprises, like you surprise me with a vacation to Hawaii or something. That's a great surprise. But with sales, where sales has a negative connotation, people don't like surprises, right? So there's different kinds of surprises that you need to get aware of, and somebody doesn't like a surprise when it has to do with a sale. But if you tell them all the way through the presentation and you start seeding your program, like I talk about superstar speaker training and I go, yeah, so I hope you enjoy this point that I'm sharing with you right now on how to make a call to action. And while I hope you're enjoying the presentation, in my seminars, I spend an entire afternoon talking about how to make an offer from the stage. So I'm going to be sharing with you at the end of today's presentation how you can continue your education with me and join me for Superstar Speaker Training. So back to talking about the calls to action. You see what I just did there? It's called seeding. Somebody should hear about the program that I'm about to offer up 3, 4, 5 times throughout the 60 minutes of the presentation before you get into the 30-minute offer. Make sense? So in a 90-minute presentation, that's 60 minutes where you're delivering content and you're telling them and getting them ready and prepared for the offer. You should be seeding and talking about the offer. So those are my 3 things. Make sure you avoid those mistakes. And just to sum up the last point was the mistake is not to seed and talk about your offer before you actually get into the sale in the last 30 minutes. It's a big mistake to surprise somebody with a sale. So that's what I have to share with you. I hope it serves you, and I will see you in the next video. If you like this, please leave a comment, share it with somebody today, and if you want more of this, you can see below for some extra free training. See you soon.